Another major development in the Caribbean. This time is on the Twin Island state nation of St. Kitts and Nevis. And it is said that the nation is on track to becoming the first nation in the Caribbean to implement an advanced electronic travel advisory system, an ETA system. And the plan is to get this installed by mid-2025. One thing about that statement, about becoming the first nation in the Caribbean, is that word right there, first. I hear it all the time because there is this competition, or seem to be this competition between the islands of the Caribbean. Right? We have this competitive spirit towards each other, but we never come together and decide to be competitive against everybody else. And you can hear that even when it breaks down to individuals, where there's always this competition of my island is the best, my culture is the best. But anyway, St. Kitts and Nevis is set to become the first nation of the Caribbean to implement the ETA. The transformative initiative was highlighted during an introductory meeting on 17 January with key national stakeholders and leadership team of the Advisory Border Security Board, or Advisory Border Security SA, headed by CEO Renaud Erminger. Here we have an image of Renaud Erminger on the far left, and this is his team. They are all co-founders of the Advisory Border Security. Left to right, you have Renaud, you have Go, then Zayed, and Gary. These four guys are the co-founders. I believe 3 of them are from Switzerland. I know these 2 for sure are from Switzerland, and this guy in the middle, in the white shirt, is from Ireland. But let's continue. The introduction of ETA is a vital step in the government's ongoing mission to transform St. Kitts and Nevis into the first sustainable island state by leveraging digital innovation and modern technologies. The government is enhancing the delivery of public service while fostering economic growth. By the way, this is the definition of sustainable state: economic growth, environmental sustainability, and social well-being. Prime Minister and Minister of National Security, Citizenship and Immigration, the Honorable Dr. Terence Drew, underscored this vision in saying, St. Kitts and Nevis is proud to lead the region in adopting the innovative system. The ETA strengthens our security and simplifies processes for travelers and citizens, reducing wait times, enhancing efficiency, and elevating our tourism experience. And this is the key right here, and this is the common denominator, I should say, of all of the developments that are happening throughout the Caribbean. It's focused on tourism. This innovation reflects our commitment to digital transformation as a cornerstone to becoming a sustainable island state. This is what the Prime Minister said. And I always say to myself, how about if we put that much effort into the local people who were affected by a tragedy that happened not too long ago, and the trauma still continues? Is either we're going to agree that that common denominator, that common thing that happens, have a lot to do with why the people of the Caribbean as a whole cannot compete with these outside agencies, or are we going to simply accept that we are just not as intelligent as them? It's one or the other. The ETA system represents a bold step in modernizing border management, leveraging cutting-edge technology such as artificial intelligence and facial biometrics. This is all playing into the hands of their monitor and control. You see how these experiments, we are so willing to take on the experiments. We are so willing to be the lab mouse because we have so much trust in a people who do not have any trust in you whatsoever. And my point of this is not to bash the technology or advancement, of course, because I'm all for advancement, but I don't trust things that I cannot see or control. Right? This is modern day colonization, because if they are the ones who's initiating and controlling all these technology, then imagine the type of leverage they have over shaping the community. If this innovation that they're bringing goes to the heart of the money that comes to the Caribbean or comes to your country, then when they want something a few years from now, because that is how it typically works. They tell you about what they want now, but there are plans for 50 years from now, 100 years from now, what the Caribbean going to look like. And those plans will not share with you because you are so gullible. You did not ask for it. We did not ask for it. No one is challenging them to know their next step. And even if they don't have a next step, those who replace them are not going to have the same mind and thinking as you. They are going to want to take it to the next step, right? Because they want their name to go down in history as well, that they are the ones who did this. There are 4 major benefits that was pointed out that the ETA will bring to that Caribbean country. First one is it will enhance national security by providing immigration and law enforcement agencies with advanced tools to screen security risk, preventing high-risk travelers from entering, and combat issues like human smuggling, drug trafficking, and financial crimes. And this is where they hook the emotions of the people, because they tell the people, look, when you take this product from these people of the nations that colonized you, the crimes that you complain about and the criminals you complain about, we'll be able to track them down and keep them out of here. Number 2, streamline processes for travelers and citizens by offering a paperless, efficient process that reduces waiting times at ports of entry. It simplifies entry requirements and ensures a smoother arrival experience. We all would love that, wouldn't we? So it is very slick. It is something that we do benefit from, but it is not really for you. There are other people who will benefit just as much. There's nothing that is just for you. There's something that's just for them, and you just happen to benefit from it. But it's not the other way around, where there's something just for you and other people can benefit from it. Because if you are doing well, if the local people are doing well in the Caribbean islands, others will benefit as well. But what we do, we look at it upside down. We figure that, you know what? If the tourists are doing well, the local people are going to do well. We're not thinking that if the local people are doing well, the tourist industry will also do well, Thirdly, it strengthens tourism offerings by positioning St. Kitts and Nevis as a leader in tourism innovation by improving the visitor experience and showcasing the nation's forward-thinking approach to digital integration. We do so much, don't we? To prove to them that we are so receptive of them. We are so lovable and kind people and forgiving, right? We want to prove to the world that we are a forward-thinking nation. How about we prove to the people, the local people of that we are a forward-thinking nation, right? So this basically tying to the first 2. It's about the tourism industry and the environment. That's all they really talk about. Is never really the people of the country, the local people, not folks who become citizens. I'm talking about the original people of the Caribbean, right? From slavery and back. Number 4, global compliance by making St. Kitts and Nevis fully compliant with international security standards set by the International Civil Aviation Organization, the ICAO, and the United Nations. This ICAO was implemented in the 1940s, I think 1947. We know how the relationship was back then. The first meeting actually goes further back to early 1900, like 1903, and it happened in Germany, but they made it official in 1940s. We are all about making sure that we are compliant to the international security standards set by the International Civil Aviation Organization. And by all means do that. That's fine. My message is that Vanguards of the Caribbean, if we are not on board with each other, we are going to miss the train. They're not going to wait for you 1 second. There is no heartaches about replacing you of the Caribbean. One bit. There's none whatsoever. Because we're trying to play the game as if we all started off from the same place. And it will never work like that. As St. Kitts and Nevis step boldly into the new era, the ETA system exemplifies its commitment to innovation, inclusivity. You notice throughout this entire session, it goes back to inclusivity. It goes back to telling them, hey, we are inclusive. We are all one. We are the same, right? Everyone don't believe they are the same as you. In fact, you insult some people by saying that. Because if you were all the same, you would not be looking to them, and they will not be looking to you. At least they don't look at you now, right? But we turn to them for every and anything. To continue, the ETA system exemplifies its commitment to innovation, inclusivity, and sustainability. By modernizing its border management and embracing digital transformation, the nation is safeguarding its future and enhancing the experience for all who call it home or come to visit. All who call it home and come to visit. The wordplay right here, right? That's why I'm not a fan of politics. We try to light step around saying certain things. What about the people of that country? Not just all who call it home. There's somebody who's missing from here. There are people who St. Kitts and Nevis is actually their home. That's all they know. That's all they know for generations. And they did not bring themselves here. And there are some who was here from before that. Right? But we're going to exclude that and say for all who call it home. And that is why we need to ensure that these politicians don't be sliding by saying generic stuff like this. We need to question everything they say. And I get it. They have to walk a tightrope because the Caribbean people are probably not going to support them anyhow, because many of us are so lost and need more vanguard thinking people before they can actually be honest and say what they have to say. And it's nothing to be rude or disrespectful. It's just being honest and upfront. But they can't do that because, of course, they're pushing the democracy thing, which is fine. Because in that, the rest of us, the vanguards, we can come together still and make things happen.